Hello, welcome to Tuesday's tarot tutorial video. Today I'll be continuing the theme of last week's tarot tutorial of what the spring cards are by talking about the cards that represent the changing of the seasons. The tarot significator cards for the seasons are, for spring we have the Ace of Cups, for summer we have the Ace of Wands, for autumn we have the Ace of Pentacles, and winter we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Cups is spring. So when the snow begins to thaw, the water begins to melt and flow. So with the cups, love and feeling flows. We have this very subtle image here of the dove of peace. And in the beak of the dove, we have the cross of madder, which is indicating the equal day and equal night of the vernal equinox. We also have the mild, pleasant weather, as seen here by the lily pads. And it's really representing nature's pond and lakes. So springtime for animals and humans too is mating season, because 9 months later we have the offspring, and this is prime time for going into hibernation, where we go inward and bundle together as a family to raise the new progeny together. So also we see this cup as representing the feminine fertility of hormones and the female organ that can hold fluid where life can foster and grow. Okay, so with the Ace of Wands, we have the heat of the sun as seen with this fire, with the stave here. So the heat of the sun dries up the land. In the background, we see this very faint image of a castle, which is the home that the family has created from the previous cup card. We see a hint of water flowing through this card, also from the previous cup card. And there is a full culmination of the growth of trees. We can see down here that is being watered, and they're growing along the river here. So the Ace of Wands shows the hot weather of summer and the growth of plants. The foliage is at their peak cycle, where they begin to bloom in the spring and begin to wane in the fall. We see that with the leaves that are still both on the wand and they're also falling off the wand. If you count, there are actually 8 leaves that have fallen off the wand already, which 8 is the number for eternity. And this represents the manifestation of spirit forming into the material world, which we will see here on the next card. So with the next card, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is autumn, and we see it as the abundant harvest. In the foreground, we are now on the grounds of the castle that we saw in the Ace of Wands card. So the setting is the castle garden where the crops have grown, and we have now reaped what we have sown. This is the marking of material possession and reward to last us through the bleak winter season. Through the lush arbor here and the foliage, we see this peak. We see really peeking out. We see the mountains. This is the rolling mountain landscape that is seen in the next card. So with the Ace of Swords, we have winter, which is representative of the stark Yuletide of holidays or holidays. And just like the blade of the metal sword is cold and sterile, so is the land. The ace in this card symbolizes the realm of ideas, strategy, and decision making. We use this winter season for taking stock of what we would like to plan for the upcoming year. It is also an energy of assessment for the pros and cons of the year that is coming to an end. We have the green wreath of victory and accomplishment that's coming from this crown of achievement and success for what we have done in the previous season. We also have the holly from the crown, representing the holidays of the winter season. And during this winter solstice, the sun is still for 3 days and at its lowest in the sky before it begins its ascent back into the next season of spring. So during the first half of winter, at the end of the year, we review what has happened and what we have learned. During the second half of winter, we make plans for what we want to accomplish for the beginning of the calendar year that has begun. And we can see this here as this division of the sword. And as we know, the sword is a doubled edge. Okay, so we see the first half and then the second half. So there's a theme here of duality. Okay. Notice in all of the cards that the symbol for the suit that's being presented is coming from this hand of creation that is emerging from a cloud. The right hand symbolizes the active hand of creation, while the left hand, which we don't see in the cards, symbolizes the passive hand of reception. The cloud is the universal spiritual energy that is coming from the ethers. It is especially noticeable that the hands face the left during the warmer seasons, and the hands face the right during the colder seasons. This creates a definite distinction between all of the seasons. I hope you enjoyed this tarot tutorial. Thank you for liking and sharing my videos. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And thank you for subscribing to my channel. I will see you in the upcoming videos.